Hey, this is former WWE superstar and ECW original, The Blue Meanie. And you're watching the Tell Us About Yourself show on Foxworthy 257. Now, if you're looking to watch a show about people who play the Super Show wrestling card and dice game, I highly recommend it. The Blue Meanie told you! The Blue Meanie sent you to watch Foxworthy 257, or else I'll come get you.
My name is Brian Pillman Jr., and you are watching Tell Us About Yourself, only on Foxworthy 257 Twitch channel.
Hi guys, I'm Session Martina, and you are watching Tell Us About Yourself on Foxworthy 257 on Twitch. I'm going to get some cans. Are you going to get cans and watch with me?
All right.
Hello, folks. We are back with Tell Us About Ourselves with my co-host for this week, the Candy Woman, Angela, and our guest, Dustin Garmon. How are y'all doing today?
Hey, doing pretty good, buddy. It's good to actually be on the little stream with you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I'm good. How are you guys? Happy Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Tuesday is the best Super Show day of the week, I think.
Really?
Yeah, you get to do an interview show, you get to watch a good show, and then you get to beat Brian Schmidt for cards later on in the dojo.
True. I haven't been picked in a long time though. Like every time I get picked, it's by the time I'm in bed.
Oh, yeah. Wow. They do it because they're scared of you.
Yeah.
All right. So the Twitch chat has a few questions, which we covered, I think, the first time you were on the show. But, it's been a while, so maybe the answers have changed. Pineapple or sheep?
Man, well, can I maybe be neutral? Because this is kind of hard for me because I don't like pineapple on pizza, but I'll eat pineapple by itself. I kind of like lamb because I like the, gyros, the real ones.
Yes. I
So,
approve that.
I guess be neutral.
It's usually not allowed, so you have to pick one.
Okay, fine. I'll go pineapple.
All
Wow.
right.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, especially after all the gyro talk. I mean,
Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but can you really get a good real gyro down in Kentucky?
No, that's the thing.
It's not really a state known for its big Greek population.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anywhere around here actually makes them with lamb. To be honest, I mean, I don't know any.
Yeah, it can be tough. Even in Philly, it's tough to find ones that actually make it with lamb.
I have ones down here. Or over here, I should say.
Well, yeah, but I think you have a connection to the Greek community.
Yeah, but even if I didn't, we just have Greek people that live here that
Right. Well,
yeah.
The Greek people who live here don't use
I thought you
lamb.
meant me personally.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
Yeah.
One or the other.
True.
Yeah. All right. The next one will be Evil Ed's question of pickle or cheese.
Well, I'm a Green Bay Packers fan, so cheese.
Cheese. Okay. Yeah, and he's afraid of getting booted by TJ Marconi, so you definitely don't want to pick a pickle. And then fox or sheep from Evil Ed again.
Sheep?
Mm-hmm.
Fox or sheep?
Yeah.
This should be easy, Dustin. Come on.
Yeah, no fox.
I don't think fox tastes good though.
No.
You don't really see many people eating a fox.
Okay, fine.
Sadly, not enough. Not enough people.
Play it.
So Ken Fouché is saying you need to try Sam's Gyros in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Bowling Green is only 20 minutes away, which is where Ken is from.
Yes.
My buddy.
Yeah. So I guess next time you hang out, you should go get some lamb-based dinner.
Write that down, kid.
Yeah, because Dustin's not going to remember. Yeah, Swaggy's saying that gyro is, I'm going to say different every time pretty much too, is very prominent in the New England area.
Oh, good to know, Swag.
Yeah. Good. The East Coast has, I think, all up it pretty much has a lot of Greek communities. It's just,
The East Coast just has like really good food. We have
Yeah.
such diverse
Yeah.
types of food that like no matter what you're craving, it's going to be the same one on every
Yeah.
corner.
yeah. And if you want to really aggravate New Yorkers, I would admit that I actually like, on occasion, Greek style pizza.
Pizza. See, I don't. I like really thin pizza. Greek style is just like
The
I
crust
don't
is
know.
just so different at that. Like it's not an all the time thing, but like
Yeah.
the crust is just every now and then. Not second day. It's horrible the second day,
Yeah, it's
but
like hard.
but the first day. All right. Anyway, Dustin. So
Sorry.
yeah, as we're getting sidetracked by food, like I generally
Oh,
do,
you're good.
we should cover. What did you want to come back to the show and talk about things that have changed in the few months since you left, and so why don't you bring up to speed on you?
Alrighty. Well, of course, I took some time away, and taking some time away was mainly, not, things I went through or nothing like that. It was more of one thing that I needed to do that I wanted to cover on this show was I really I had to really dig deep and really, I guess, gain a lot more confidence in myself. Um, I kind of just stepped back a little bit and focused more on myself than I really have. Um, I started get back to working out, like going playing basketball. I mean, yes, yesterday at 98 or 94 degrees, I was outside for about 3 hours just playing straight up basketball.
Yeah. I love working out. I do it all the time.
I'm just my main thing was just focusing on myself and building myself up. Yeah, I mean, I've changed my hair. And it's just things that I was kind of my main thing that I wanted to cover was, I got out of my comfort zone. I think a lot of times, you know, um, which I think a person can have so many likes. Like I don't like the stereotype or nothing like that. I mean, 1 minute, I'll play a board game. 1 minute I'll go ride a motorcycle. 1 minute I'll go play sports, or 1 minute I'm working out. I think life is so much greater when you try new things and you try to, get out and not really, knock stuff down before you try it. And what I mean, guys, is trying new things, make sure it's legal. I just want to point that out.
Best thing in the best things in life are illegal.
Yeah. So
Fuck
I
those.
just I just want to point that out.
That's something you'll learn with age.
I'm not trying to say like
Yeah.
get crazy out of your comfort zone,
Like,
but
look, and he's from Kentucky, and everyone knows the favorite pastime in Kentucky is crystal meth. So, like that's not technically legal.
What
And
is
like
it? Oh,
crystal
crystal
meth,
meth.
yeah,
yeah.
Hmm.
the old blue.
I didn't know
But
that was a southern thing.
It's pretty much everything.
yeah,
I thought
but
Kentucky, you like slash each other's tires and
Actually, one of the things during the opioid epidemic, Kentucky was actually the biggest state to get the state that got the most like opioid painkillers sent to it. There was actually a town that had two pharmacies that had more pills in the pharmacy per year than 10 times the population of like the whole area could use.
oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was all overprescribed, but a lot of people were getting it from there. And there is your drugs facts about Kentucky. That's a segue. Swaggy D pointing out it's all legal if the law don't know, and the corporate law don't watch the show, so you can get away with it all. Yeah, I don't think he's watched one of these streams in a long time,
Well,
and
I
he's busy.
just ate a banana on stream, so this might get deleted or reported.
Booker is pretty quick on that button, I think. But luckily, it's hard to get Booker to watch things too, so he might have forgot about
Yeah,
it.
we're good. We're safe.
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, my main thing was just trying, to get in, new stuff that I've never really like. For one thing, the weight loss.
Okay.
I spent for a while, saying I wish I could lose this so much weight instead of I want to. I would say I wish, and not even, I'd put it off. But then I eventually got to, like I need to. I had, I kind of used motivation and that tool. And so far, I've lost about 40.
That's
Wow.
good.
So what motivated you, Dustin? Because I mean, me myself personally, it's so easy to like want to do it, but like finding that motivation, what pushed you to actually do it?
Well, I kind of used motivation of which after my separation, yada yada. I'm not gonna get into
Mhm.
that, but I kind of used I'm by myself again. I kind of used myself as I guess like I would take things as a motivator. Like, you want to do great things in the future. You want to build. You want to do better than My philosophy is saying that I want to do better than what I was yesterday. And I think I kind of got into the mindset of not really not really focusing on outside of like that's kind of why I stepped away from Super Show for a little bit. It was more of a I need to focus all on myself and things that I want to change. So I kind of want to say my motivation was changing things, my way of thinking. Like I said, I wish I could lose this weight. Instead, I would say I want to, and I would get hungry, and I want like every day I want to, kind of used to after work, even now, I just worked 30, I came home 30 minutes ago, of course. Um, Used to, I would just sit, I would sit down and get comfy and call it a night. But, it's still daylight. I just kind of had that hunger to want to, do better and be happy. And for the first time ever in my life, I can really say that I absolutely love who I am now,
Oh, that's
and
great.
this is a lot.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's a lot better than how I motivated myself to lose weight. Give you that much. Which is, hey, you got like 10 years to live. You might get more if you have to lose weight. That helps.
Mm.
Oh, hey, Dottie. Dottie Dart in the jet. One
Buddy dollar,
of the rack pack.
1/4 of the rack pack.
Yeah.
But
And some would say
yeah,
the best member.
Some
Some
would
would
say.
say.
Some would
Or
say.
I think
Speaking
it's
of
a
the rack
four-way
pack,
tie.
Dustin, who is your favorite member of the rack pack?
oh, I was hoping you wouldn't ask me this
Good.
because
Yeah.
I like all of y'all. That's the problem. Y'all are all awesome guys, like girls.
Yeah,
I
but
should
who's
say.
your
I say
favorite?
guys. I really
You
gotta
can
do
pick Sherry. I know she's the coolest. And yes, I'm you don't have to pick me just because I'm co-hosting.
this. This is unfair.
I mean, Sherry was in a faction with Dustin at one point, so
I know, I know. I
Yes,
feel like
I
he's known
guess
her
I'll
the
go with
longest.
Sherry because
Yeah.
you took the easy way.
And then my other question, which I ask every week, Candy Ma'am or Candyman Dan? Who's cooler?
I'm gonna go with Candy Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
I've all the times I've asked this, I think I've been voted twice.
Yeah.
Everyone always picks Dan.
Well, there's a lot of dumb people in the world.
I know.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know.
I don't know why, but and you have a hell of a card collection now. So,
Oh my gosh, I certainly do.
yeah,
And
I saw the Foxworthy spectacles you went through.
I know. I was really happy when I saw your name on that. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I
it
like
was meant to be, my friend Fox.
yeah, some of them are really old. Yeah. Phenomenal one is says he would have to pick Dan because that's would be picking himself. Yeah, because phenomenal one is Candyman Dan.
Yeah, he sure is.
All right. Spaggy is saying Dan is cool. You are hot, and this show has gotten sidetracked a bit. Unless he's talking about he thinks Dustin's hot, which
I
is
think
cool.
that's what he meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go with.
I mean, with that hair, I mean, it's kind of hard not to. All right. So, since you've come back to the game, what has been your favorite new competitor that's come out since the game? Is it the new, as Phenomenal One wanted to know, the new D2 Tornado?
Well,
Since
that
he's
one,
no longer a singles competitor anymore?
to be honest with you, which that was new news to us. I think this last week.
Mhm.
It didn't actually surprise me. I mean, I kind of thought maybe later on in the game, and I'm talking like 4 years ago when I was running that. Later on, I kind of felt like something would change, or cards would change, ways of how he was used. But it doesn't surprise me with the new 2020 vision. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of times, these gimmicks back then, like, to be honest with you, back when I first started playing D2, to me, I was the only one that was really using him. Like Gen Con, the first year I went to Gen Con, I was the only one, like only D2. And I think a lot of times we didn't really focus on, we didn't really think of how destructive those gimmicks was. And back then, being a new player, I really didn't even think of it myself.
Yeah.
But the game's changing, and cards are. I think one thing about it is there's so many new cards now that it's changing the way that we're seeing these gimmicks. I would have never thought that Sierra Demata would get 2020 vision. I would have never thought that, a couple of years ago when she first came out. I didn't really consider, like really brutal, but I asked around when I first heard that, and I was kind of getting the answer of why she would be, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Sierra Nevada is a weird one because when you look at it on paper, it is
Yeah,
not any more powerful than Snake Pit in a lot of
yeah,
ways.
yeah,
But Snake Pit is one that, since he's such a premier character in the game, they're never going to fix. Like they probably should, but Sierra Nevada gives
yeah.
a very good advantage. I mean, she's not unbeatable. I mean,
Nobody's
but
unbeatable in
no,
this game, but
No.
D2 is a perfect example of like me being a brand new player. I won a tournament with D2, and like at that time, I barely knew how to play, but it
yeah,
was the gimmick. The gimmick helped me. So
yeah.
if it can do that to a new player, imagine a seasoned vet using that competitor in huge tournaments. Like you're gonna have the advantage.
Well, it has multiple CAC wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, some say the same about Sierra Nevada too, that the gimmick helps because it's a very hard gimmick to turn off as
Mhm.
the opponent, even though with your hand size, because in order to turn it off, you have to give up basically play without a hand, and that hurts you more in the end. So it's a tough situation, but in the end, we gotta trust that they've done the right thing. And I think a couple competitors being taken away from the singles isn't going to break the game.
No, I agree. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
I'm still out of the loop a little bit, but I'm
Hmm.
catching up. Like I've gotten the steel cage cards and stuff
Okay.
like that, and which the new independents, I just got a couple of them. I'm sorry, I'm kind of blurry. I can't remember their names exactly.
There is Alexander Hammerstone, and there is Jacob Fatu.
I
Then
got
there is Ivalise, Caleb with a K, or
mm,
yeah, Caleb with a K, and New Jack, I believe, are the ones that have been released so far.
I was thinking about. I think I'm gonna build the Fatu.
Fatu?
If I
Is it?
mispronounce his last name.
No, it's Fatu. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a good one.
Yeah, I'm still kind of out of the loop, but I'm trying to, get back in there. Like I said, earlier, I'm probably not going to be as active as I once was. I'm just going to try to, futuristic wise, try to balance things a little bit. You'll still see me play,
Yeah.
and I'll be on online. And I was talking to, if you don't mind me saying, but I was talking to Kurt earlier, and hopefully in the next month or so, I'd like to go back, up to Louisville. my buddy Ken. Ken Fouché is such a wonderful guy, and I can't thank him enough. He's this time that I've been away, he's been one of my go-tos. We have a little saying, and it's kind of funny, but we were talking one time, and he said, I don't mean to sound like your auntie. So I started calling him my auntie. But he's such a good guy. And
He
he's
is.
gave me great advice, and he's really helped me out, throughout this whole time. And I can't wait to be able to, play with, meet up locally and play some games and all kinds of stuff. And I appreciate him, and also thank the LFF, the people that's contacted me and stuff. I appreciate y'all as well.
Hmm.
So Ken has the sorry, I should give Ken the respect he is. The LFF six-stop hardcore champion has a question about forget D2. How do you feel about the nerfing of Schoolboy?
Oh, yeah, there's a little saying with him. He loves Schoolboy.
I mean, he has a competitor that has get benefits from school.
Can
So
I be honest? Ken, I am so glad that next time we play that I probably won't have to deal with that as much. That's all I'm gonna say.
all right. I mean, Schoolboy's just a. I mean, like, look, was it a powerful card? Yes, but you had to give up a really good stop to get it. So
Yeah.
there's.
I never really had a problem with it, which I kid with Ken, of course, but you know, for me personally, I would never run it. I think the stop indies are the main objective. It just kills me to give up something, that powerful to stop something for you finish. I think,
Yeah.
I think for me, I've never ran it. I never have.
Yeah, I think it changes the game from it being a card that you use to get two cards and pump the crowd meter and
Yeah,
potentially sneak a win to one where you pretty much it's to draw two cards and pump the crowd meter
yeah.
because it's very hard to sneak a win with it now.
Yeah,
But
I'm a little surprised with some of the 2020s, that's coming in, but I think, I was kind of expecting some of them. I'm a little surprised that they, which I think I was kind of expecting X Royce a little bit, his strike finish, of course.
yeah, he got errata when the straight finish.
Yeah, they
Um,
picked the finish, but not too much though, right? From what I hear in
Uh,
conversations, like
it's
it's
enough.
still super. Yeah,
I mean, making it a DQ card is pretty tough.
I
Uh,
guess time will tell.
yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I'm sure maybe it'll get him X-rays off the ban list at events,
Mm-hmm.
which will be nice. Because that's one of those competitors where I am sure it was not the competitor per se as it was the player, because really only good players have really done well with X-rays. Like you've not yet seen someone like just a beginner pick up X-rays
yeah,
and succeed. Some have tried, but they don't succeed.
Yeah.
Like where you've seen people pick up D2, like as you said, like oh you didn't
Mm-hmm.
know much about the game and you won tournaments with them, whereas like you don't see that with X-rays, which is I think the difference between it. Like
Right, and the X-Royce gimmick, like you have to know which cards you're gonna take,
yep,
right?
yeah,
So you have to know what you're doing.
yep. It's one of those things. I think one of the famous players would call it. You have to make decisions with it,
Mm-hmm.
and like your skill at the game is what decides whether or not the decisions you make are good.
And I feel like that's something that both Cannoli and Chris Pate are really good at doing.
If you give Cannoli enough time, yeah. Uh,
He's a really smart player. I'm
he,
telling you. He's
I
the
mean,
brains of the line.
oh God, no.
Yes, sir.
Cannoli is a very good player.
He
The
is.
brains of the line is a bit of a stretch, especially when you have Ken in the line.
That's true. Ken's a really smart man.
Ken is very smart. Uh, Cannoli, no, I'm the leader of the line, Kirk Polka. Ken's the leader of the line. Jeremy's the leader of the line. Paul's the leader of the line. Andrew's the leader of the line. And I guess Harry's the leader of the line too. We have a lot of leaders in the line. It's
I
weird.
forget that Harry's even in the line.
Yeah, I mean that's because he's always out there healing it up.
Yeah. Dustin, are you planning on going to any of the major events that are coming up, like Gen Con or Origins?
I truly want to. I was telling y'all before the show, I was actually wanting to try to go to the Lexicon, I think we call it here in Kentucky. That's really cool that y'all were. I'm gonna try to see about getting a shot where I'm from. I haven't been vaccinated, and from what I hear is what they're doing is you've got to have proof that you've been vaccinated, and you've got to show it before you can get your badge. I was really wanting to it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all this year. I'm not sure about Gen Con. This will be other than last year. I know we couldn't have it, but this will be the first time probably actively that I probably won't be at Gen Con. This year I used a lot more vacation than I normally do. Time away, I took trips. I got to do some stuff that, kind of like what I was saying, scratch off my bucket list, and I'm not sure vacation wise that I need to do that this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about Origins though.
Yeah. I think I'm going to Origins. We bought tickets to Gen Con too, but I think it was Sean Loeb that summed it up perfectly. He's like, I went to Gen Con and I feel like I was not able to see everything. I went to Origins and I feel like I was able to see everything and still have an awesome time. And I'm going particularly for Super Show, not for other card games. So I feel like Origins would be the best bet for me. But do I really want to go to Ohio again? I was told recently I'm not allowed back in Ohio.
Oh man.
I know, right?
That's tough. I've been to both Gen Con and Origins. Origins is the better convention to play games at.
Mm-hmm.
Gen Con is the better if you love gaming because there's so much going on there.
Yeah.
I was at Gen Con several times when Super Show was there. Never knew Super Show was there because Gen Con's just so big and
Exactly.
nothing sticks out unless you know what you're looking for a lot of times.
Right.
It's like blind luck. But it's one of those things though, if you ever get a love for gaming in general, it's something on a bucket list type thing. But Origins is a very good game convention.
It's not that
in Ohio.
And also, it's not that I don't want to go to these. I want to, but one thing I had to learn with being on my own now is finances. I've got to really balance things, and I've got to do a little bit. I've done a whole lot better. Don't get me wrong, but I just I'm kind of learning how to adjust. Being back to myself and stuff like that, and just by myself, I should say. But other than that, I would love to go to these. Definitely. I mean, I always went to Gen Con. Origins, I've been one time. I think it was a couple of years ago, and that was fun for the first time. I'd love to go back to Origins. But a lot of them I'm probably not gonna be able to. And kind of like I said, I'm not gonna be as active as I once was. I think life and trying to balance everything now and just keep doing what I'm doing and focusing, a lot more on myself now. Not saying I'm not focused on Super Show. I miss y'all guys. Trust me.
How dare you not make Super Show #1?
Yeah. I think a lot of times, one thing that I had to learn was, and it's no offense, doing this show, I loved it. I loved every bit of, doing the show and having people on, and I love the fact that Fox, keeps doing it, and we get new guests and stuff like that, and I love doing the show, and I hated to leave it. I really did. I think I sort of when I first left out of the Super Show, I was kind of realizing that I wasn't myself. I wasn't getting mad, win or lose. If I was losing, I wouldn't get mad at, at the person. I was getting more mad at myself. And I was realizing that I think emotionally I wasn't 100%, myself. I was not saying I was given a negative experience or nothing like that, but I was kind of being more harder on myself than I normally have. And that's kind of why I was like, yeah, I probably, I'm not who I need to be right now. And that's kind of what drove me to have that motivation to do better, and focus more.
That's good that you recognize that.
All right. So going back to the Twitch chat, the Hitting Threat has a question for you, Dustin. What is your favorite candy? He wasn't sure if it was asked already in the last 20 minutes. It was not because people.
All I'm gonna say is I don't eat a. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I don't actually eat a lot of sweets. I never have. But my weakness, if I had one, is Kit Kats.
Good choice.
I love Kit Kats, and I think they're highly underrated.
That question was for Angela. It's weird to ask a question of the co-host, though.
What?
Apparently, what's your favorite candy was a question for you, Angela, rather than the actual guest on the show.
Oh my goodness, Matt. Reese's peanut butter cups. I love peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah, that's always good. I used to like candy. But right now, I'm like, Candy and me is like in a relationship between Batman and his cunning linguist type skills. Just isn't there.
Batman and the Penguin.
No, no, no. You should check Twitter. Batman's been trending recently for
Oh, okay. I'll follow up on that.
yeah, yeah, definitely a cunning linguist type way. Um, so, uh, I'm popping myself here. Yeah, yeah. People, their support for Reese's and Kit Kats. And Kirk Polka is pointing out that's not what heroes do. Correct, correct, Kirk. I am a hero, so I just can't do that anymore. It's better to be a heel in some ways. Um, those who know, I'll say it off camera. All right. So we did briefly talk before we got into the D2 comment. I was asked, and you went into Jacob Fatu, but is there any new trios or tornado teams that that came out recently that you are a fan of?
I think, which I'm slowly, kind of like I said, get back into the loop. I focus more on singles. I think. I'm not particularly really sure. I've looked at some of the trios and stuff, and right now, like I don't even have. Well, I've still got a trio built, but like tornadoes and stuff like that, I kind of, you know, back to back, and I'm not really sure to be honest.
Do you know who the current trios champ is?
This is so much I've been out of loop. No.
Really? Okay, I can help you with that. Her
Some
name is Yasmin.
yeah, and some say she's the best
Wow.
person in her the rack pack.
Yeah. She brought the
And
first belt to our faction.
Yeah, and she's using
yeah,
a very good trio competitor.
I did remember seeing the video you posted, but I'm sorry. I thought I'm having a hard time keeping up with everything
Yeah.
happening.
I was
It's
there
okay.
in person watching it and cheering her
It-
on.
No.
Well, I mean, kinda. She was using the line. You gotta cheer it on. And that Mallory needed to go down. And I can say that now because Christy doesn't have internet today, and there's not Mallory probably won't see this and come and hunt me because she
And
is
I'll
one
tell you,
scary little girl.
and I'll tell you one person I'm proud of is Joshua Bryant. I was happy to see him as Underworld.
Well,
I
Peppy
like
Peppers.
yeah,
No,
Peppy.
we don't like Peppy on this show.
Nah.
Nope. She
But
stands
one thing
inappropriate for the end.
one thing that I am happy of seeing is a bunch of names that like we hadn't, kind of like Joshua Bryan, for instance. I love seeing him getting a shot. I love
Mhm.
seeing, I love seeing a lot of people, that are they're still getting out there, and it's just awesome seeing these people get shots and stuff like that. And it's kind of like what I wanted to do with the U.S. title when I made it, was to try to give, I wanted that belt to go around. I didn't want it to, but I didn't want it to be kind of like give the same person over and over shots or anything. Like, I wanted it to be spread around to where a lot of people would enjoy it as well.
It will. Pretty sure Andrew Trebbing is going to get it next.
I mean, you got it right with the Andrew is going to get it, but it's still going to be Andrew, the Harm City Hitman, the man who has some of the best promos with his.
Speaking of that, when is the defense? Do we know? Do we have a date?
I don't believe there has been a date announced for that title. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything for it in any of my chats. They're just Andrew Trevi's just jogging to his title shot, I think. He'll get there eventually. I mean, now if the person who went up against Andrew Trebbing would have won, then it would have been a harder contest, I think.
Oh, so close, Dustin.
And I'll say this too. Steve is doing one hell of a job keeping that up too, because before me and him was working together trying to come up with good contenders, and I think he's been really, he done a tournament not long ago, and I can't remember, it was a U.S. tournament, but it was a bunch of new faces was in that tournament. And I just messaged him and I was like, man, that is so awesome. That he kept it going and doing, going the right way with it. And I think people will enjoy that belt. I think it's really awesome design, and I appreciate Steve a lot for what he's done.
Of course, at this point, the boss is pretty much just trying to put over the intergalactic title because he has it. So,
He earned that. He earned that belt. He really did.
I mean, he didn't earn the belt, but he deserved it after all the defenses.
He won 3 times.
Kid Thunder is still my champion.
That's true.
Kid Thunder is still my champion.
Will always be there.
Kid Thunder would have went through all the same people twice.
I agree with that statement 100%.
Kid Thunder for restored intergalactic champion.
Yep.
Where I don't know. Actually, I don't think Kid Thunder has been seen since he was put in so much trunk. So I don't think he's shown up since then, which is weird.
We were kind of talking, going forward, and which I said, I'm not gonna probably be as active as I once was, but I think another thing I'm gonna try to, and which I loved Impact, I loved everybody that was in it. When I cut out, I needed to, be away from a lot of stuff, and Impact, I love them, and I appreciate them as well. But I think it's probably best for me, futuristic wise, to not really be in a faction. I kind of want to do some things on my own, and I think remaining factionless and stuff like that, and which I'll probably bring a few of my characters back, do promos and stuff later on. That was always fun. I'm just taking a little break from promoing.
Do you have any Impact secrets that you can share with us?
Oh wait.
Give us one good Impact juicy tea time. How active is your Impact chat? Was it very active?
We chatted some, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Since I was in that group, and I mean, they were, we just talk randomly a lot of times, but I don't really have much secrets, to be honest. I think, we mainly just helped build each other up and try to, we deck teched a little bit, ideas and new designs and stuff like that. But all in all, it's different than seeing them promo, and we talk about all the time, you can't take a person by their characters, and
Yeah.
backstage back when we had, Bombada was in Impact, which I still love. I love Chris Pagillo so much. He's a good guy as well. And but seeing them what they do on the outside of doing their promos and being heels, like they are. I'm not sure how they're going now, but um, I think seeing and knowing them, outside of Super Show and what they bring to the game, I think it's a lot of respect and love, and um, so I respect them dearly.
That's awesome. Is it confirmed that the tri-state champ is an Impact, or was that like a joke?
Ooh,
Joseph
Joseph
Ritchie?
Ritchie.
Is he an Impact? Confirmed?
To be
I can
honest, I don't know anything about it. I'm out of the,
So rumor has it every time a person who is factionless wins a belt, they automatically are like an Impact. So I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not because Joseph
He was wearing an Impact shirt. Yes.
he was wearing an Impact shirt.
I mean,
So
did
Yeah.
you have an Impact shirt, Dustin?
Yeah, actually, I had one made. It had Impact, had GPS, and it was a button up.
Oh, did it have the finger bangs with the
Yeah, it did.
yeah, that's
finger
funny.
bangs?
The finger bangs.
Yeah, that's what they do. They go Impact does finger bangs.
I didn't know it was called that.
I think they call it finger guns, but like unlike the firing squad, I don't think they really
Yeah.
have the shooting power.
I can't. I philosophers in my head.
Well, that's sad. All right. So we got about 15 minutes in the show left. If people have questions, get them in. If you want to ask a question in the Zoom, you can use the raised hand feature, and we will get to you.
Yeah, let's get some faces in here, guys.
Yeah.
Come ask questions live. I'm sure Dustin would love to see your faces. Oh, Nightmare King.
Yep. All
Let's go.
right. So the Nightmare King has a question for you.
What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Going good, and I'm at work, so
Oh,
yeah.
you're fine.
Question of all questions to you, sir. If you were in any type of company and you going after the tag team titles, who would be your tag team partner, and which brand will you go for?
Okay, so if I could pick a partner for a tag team championship shot, you mean?
Any person you want.
Any
to play
person
Nation.
to go against a professional wrestling, like
Yeah.
a WWE, AEW,
Okay.
MLW
Yeah, like that.
A
Not
real
not a
face,
super
okay.
yeah, not a super show.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, I guess you could pick like Roman Reigns to go for the LFF tag team titles, but
if I could,
I don't think he'd be a good player.
if I could pick one person, and which it would also depend on my character and who, if I could think of my Super Show character, that would be kind of tough because I'm thinking, either GPS or TAG. GPS, I would love to do something with, kind of like a dark character. This is tough. I'm gonna say, oh man, this is tough. Okay, for me, I would probably be more of a ground and pound worker, brawler. So I think a perfect tag team was you need a brawler and then you need a high flyer. And he's probably about my height because I'm only like 5'5", guys. I'd probably say Rey Mysterio.
All right, man. Good pick. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Who doesn't like Rey? You could be the replacement for Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, like, because we know that's Eddie Guerrero's son. So
Yeah.
like,
I could come in and I've got the papers.
Yeah.
Birth certificate.
Yeah, definitely a good feud that way. Ken Fouché would like to know who's going to replace D2 as your go-to deck when you're not playing GPS or tag.
Well, Ken, about a year and a half ago, for the first time ever in It almost made me crawl, but it's been playing like 4 years straight with it. I actually got rid of it. I no longer have a D2 deck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but he wants to know who's replacing D2 in that
Ooh, who's
position.
replacing
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Who are you playing instead of D2 now? I mean, I know you don't have the OG D2 anymore. I might
Um,
know who has it.
I've kind of I hadn't really built that many new decks. I would probably say one of my go-tos, I like Magnificent Ray.
Okay.
I liked Magnificent Ray when he first came in. I think 2016 maybe. I bought him when he first came in, and I actually was supposed to play I was actually supposed to play Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan at Gen Con, and I had a deck built for him and everything. I cut a Joey Ryan deck, built that Magnificent Ray, and got like top 8
Okay.
at Gen Con. And I loved Magnificent Ray. So he's probably one of my go-tos.
Okay. Yeah. Ken's saying he has to figure out a competitor with 3 skill stops against whoever you choose. So he's using this for scouting purposes. Smart move.
He's only like 20 minutes away, so
Well, yeah, but he wants to have his deck built before he gets there, and he knows
yeah.
has an idea who you're gonna play. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
smart
like
move.
I walk in smiling, hey kid, how you been? Oh, I've definitely beat you
Yeah.
today.
Well, he gets a lot of practice. He can he just fills up the line chat with like, what kind of card should I use to beat Dustin? Like, that's all he thinks about. Not defending his title, just like, how am I gonna beat Dustin?
He's probably sitting he's probably sitting back at his desk and at the library, and he's like this all day. Just reading books
Yeah.
and
Well, to be fair, he probably does shake his head all day because he is in a group chat with me. So that's a good reason to have to shake your head in disgust all day. Oh man, some people don't think I'm different in person. I don't know why.
Oh
everybody
man.
assumes I'm taller.
People assume I'm shorter. It's weird.
Yeah, Fox is super tall in person and
Oh, I'm not super
perverted
tall. I'm like
and has a
5'10".
really dark sense of humor when you're like, did he really just say that?
I'm good with innuendo.
He is.
I
He's
am
very
sweet with innuendo. Let's say. They may be plugging a tornado tag team as well that everyone should own
Yay.
because it's a good team.
I'm excited. I'm excited to play it against Dangerous Alliance. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah. Nico's pointing out that 5'10" is still taller than her. 3'10" is still taller than Neko. She's tiny, is from what I hear.
She's cute and tiny and gives
Tiny
really good
and
hugs.
and very young. I think she's like
Very
12 or
beautiful.
13. She's like 12 or 13, I think, people. So make sure whenever she's around, she has adult supervision. You can see her every day. She like posts pictures of her going on the way to school. She rides the school bus to school every day. So, yeah. Anyway, let me not pick on Nico for a minute or two. Yeah, I'm bullying Nico. Yeah, kinda. With love, though. I mean, it's fun for me. She does. So here's the thing. Just to segue a bit. Nico's talking about me bullying her, but have you seen how mean she is to Young Allergy?
No, I
She is
haven't.
so mean to Young Allergy. Like he literally had to send the governor of Pennsylvania a letter because she was so mean to him. I mean,
Why? Why Pennsylvania? Is that where he lives?
no, he doesn't. She was just, I think, saying bad things about a Pittsburgh city. She was referring to Pittsburgh as a shitty city, basically.
Oh, yikes.
Steel shitty showdown, she was calling it, and it was mean. It's a very bad thing to say. Like, that's where, like, the big guy's from, and Moneymaker, and, like,
Mm-hmm.
90% of the firing squad, except for the ones that I get along with. Cool ones. I'm going to get hate mail for saying cool ones, or
Yeah, we should do
Dowry
the
and...
Oh, Dari and Brian.
Dowry, yeah, and I'll get hate mail for that, but that's cool. Because I love
Think,
those guys.
let me tell you this, you'll think how cool they are after riding in a car with them for 4 hours. They were arguing in the back seat like a married couple. Dan and I
Fair.
were like, "Oh my God, kids, shut up!" It's so funny.
I mean,
Turn this car around.
I've been in Zoom rooms with Norseman until like 6 a.m. So yeah, I understand how he can be, and it's cool. All right. Yeah, and Nico is admitting that she called it the steel shitty. Yeah, so that's just wrong. That's just so mean, so mean. All right. So VHS 101. Would like to know, Dustin, llama or sheep?
I'm probably gonna have to go with llama because back in the day I did play a lot of the masked llama.
All right. Yeah. I mean, there's a new llama out too. Have you seen the new llama? Champione de la blah blah blah
Yes,
llama.
I
Yeah.
did see it.
Yeah. Yeah. With the better than the Zack Sabre Jr. penalty kick, unstoppable strike finish when like Kickstarter used. So
And I
much
gotta
better.
say, I like the colors of his his costume as well. Like on the cover, there was like the green and
Yeah,
everything.
I do too. It's really
I'm a big green fan. That's one of my favorite colors. So
Yeah, it's very Christmas tree colored. Like the red and the greens is very reminds me of a Christmas tree.
don't say that. Cannoli will build it.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. If I owned it, I'd build it because it's a very powerful competitor. No Christmas, VHS 101 saying, "My God, his poor innocent children."
Aw.
He's gonna take Christmas away from them just because of that comment. That's sad. It's really sad. Very sad. All right, people. If you got any final questions, get it in. We got about 7 minutes left. You can use the raise hand feature in the Zoom room if you have a question, or ask on Twitch. AJ, do you have any questions for Dustin?
Do I have any questions for Dustin? Yeah. What are your predictions for the awards for next award season? Who do you think's gonna win Player of the Year? Who do you think's gonna win Faction of the Year? Like, if it were up to you, who would you vote for?
Yeah, again, that's kind of tough because it's like the first of this year till like now, like
Yeah, that's true.
out
You
of the
weren't
loop.
really involved.
It's hard to
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to pick certain people with saying, well, this person has won this many things. I think I'm one thing that I'm grateful for is seeing a lot of these newcomers, seeing a lot of newcomer tournaments. One thing I've always respected is the junior tournaments. I think that doing the junior tournaments and having tournaments for the kids and younger ones and stuff like that is amazing as well because just getting them up there and doing things for kids and getting them involved is amazing as well.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
All right. Lancey Ace is saying philosopher will win catchphrase of the year.
What's his catchphrase?
I have that was going to be my question too, so I don't think it's going to work out.
Digitalized, baby.
Yeah, I don't know. If you have to wonder what the catchphrase is, you're probably
No, I
not
knew what
going.
it was. I just.
I mean, I don't. Doesn't have. Catchphrase of the year every year should be "Get that out of here," because the big guy has the best catchphrase. People are stealing it all the time. It's just
Yeah.
great. Either that or "Bye, man."
Mhm.
Bye, man's good too.
I think we've done this before, Jeff. But can you actually make a poll like in the Twitch thing? I wanna ask the audience: would they rather see a GPS or a TAG make a comeback first? I wanna
All
ask
right,
the
give
audience.
me a second to get into my. Uh,
Here's my catchphrase. Let's start a riot. Nightmare King, you've said that once. Your catchphrase is it's your favorite hero, the Nightmare King.
Or it's what's my entrance?
all right. So, what is the question here, sir?
What I was gonna ask is who would they like to see come back first, character wise? Would they like to see a true American guy, or would they like to see GPS? Because I would like to bring one character at least back, and of course, I'll have a challenge.
All right, let's set it for
I know Candyman loves GPS.
3
He
minutes.
loves playing the character.
One thing I also talking to Steve, one thing I'm planning on doing is actually bringing the old art back, where he's actually in a straitjacket.
Oh,
And
I was gonna say I've never seen that art.
that's
All right.
that was my
So the
first
poll
art.
is
That's
live.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. And it works. One
I
vote
feel
so far.
on the website that Chuggy and Kylan run, if they could get like all of the art for each competitor on there, I think that would be super cool. Because when like Tim sent me his binders, I didn't realize that there were so many different alt arts for different competitors. And I think it would be really cool to see it like from
Yeah.
original as it grows or progresses throughout.
Funny story about my GPS was, well, first thing I started with a straitjacket. Crazy me back then actually bought a $200 straitjacket just so I could show up in promo and come to Grand Gathering wearing it.
Oh my god.
Let's just say that damn thing was pretty thick.
I was gonna say,
Uh,
how'd you get out of it?
It's a straight jacket. Well, I
uh,
don't think he tied it up on himself.
Oh,
we
Like,
kind of,
good.
we kind of loosened it a little bit,
yeah.
but baby was able to go about an hour with it, and I was like, screw this. And
Yeah,
that's
that
when I
was
first made the nude art.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I've got to come out with something new.
And Ken Fouché's pointed out the biggest problem was that we couldn't get him back into the straight jacket. All right. So speaking of young Howard G, we spoke of him earlier. But he has probably one of the best questions I've seen in a while. Will we ever see an alternate to GPS? Maybe GLONASS or Starlink?
Like, what necessarily does that, you know?
Yeah. There are other versions of GPS.
Okay.
Civic, Garmin's, and that
Well,
it's mostly a joke.
my actually first thing that I was gonna do when I first made, I was actually Mick Foley was a somebody that I really admired. I like dark characters back when I was a kid, so watching Mick Foley, Undertaker, and all them, I really liked Mick Foley. So one thing that I planned on doing, and I'm not really gonna do it this time, was I was actually gonna go the three faces of Gregory. Like you got TAG, GPS, and I was actually going to come out with something else, but I don't think I'm going to go that route. I kind of like the good and evil sides.
Mm.
Um, but I think if I could, maybe later on. I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, Ken Fouché is pointing out that your next character is going to be Tom Tom. All right. So the vote is in. And we had 8 votes from 7 voters. Uh, smart people, because you could use channel points to vote multiple times if you wanted to. And someone did. And with 8 votes to 0, the winner is GPS.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I wanted to ask everybody. I was just kind of I've been kind of wondering, how I'm gonna bring them back. I'm thinking about towards the end of this year, or maybe the start of the year, get back to, having fun with it and promoing and stuff like that. I just been so much out of the loop that I don't think WD-40 will help this ring rust.
Fair. All right. A tradition we were doing at the end of the show, since Christy has been co-hosting, is at the end of the show we have the guest ask a question of the two hosts. So, do you have a question for Angela?
Yes. Okay. So, seeing the success of Yasmin, I should say, when the trios, do you have any expectations or anything that you're looking forward to doing to help, the Rack Pack?
Um, I was really looking forward to like going up against Andrew for the American, but that didn't happen. So if I could pick any belt, it would probably be the Underworld. I would love to take that away from Miss Peppy Pepper
Mm-hmm.
and just knock her off that high horse, walking around like she is the best girl in the LFF. So I would love to take that belt away from her.
Okay.
All right. And do you have a
And
question for me?
let's see here. Oh, Jeff. um, what are well, one I can say is, what are some of the things that you and the line are really looking forward to this year? Have y'all got some sight sets on some stuff, or?
Not in particular. I mean, with the year, in a way, it feels like the year just ended because Faction Wars just ended,
Yeah.
which we did end up losing. Uh, so at that point, we haven't really set. I mean, obviously, it's hard to set sights in the thing when you figure Harry has a belt, Ken has a belt, and
Yeah.
Jeremy has a belt. So you figure 3 out of the 7 members that compete for belts have belts. Oh, and Andrew. Haha, 4 out of 7. I almost forgot about Andrew. That's the U.S. title. How could I forget the U.S. title? Probably because we haven't seen it around a lot recently. The GM of that division just isn't booking well. So you figure there's 4 titles in the line right now. So I would like to see. What I would really like to see is Ken and Cannoli get their shot at a tag team title because I think the two of them, as Dewey Decimal System, are an amazing tag team and they really deserve it. And I would like to see Paul get a shot at the Underworld because I think he'd be a really good Underworld champion. And that way all 7 of them have belts. I think that would be. But I mean, for the most part though, it's kind of hard. Like you figure Paul doesn't really play many Thursday night events where these title shots get earned because a lot of times he's running them.
Mm-hmm.
But you throw him at a Thursday where he's not running it, and what does he do? He goes and wins a triad title shot that he gives to Jeremy. So, which was good. So I don't think there's anything in particular we're looking forward to.
Point.
Yeah, so I mean, to be fair, most of us just enjoy playing the game
Yeah.
for the game's sake. So, I mean, that's really the main thing.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think at first I had a hard time with was I want to get a belt. I want to get a title. I want to win a title. I want to win a title. And then I think there at first I was kind of focusing more on that than, hey man, you're just kicked back playing a game. I think I kind of got in the mindset of always, a lot of people will hear me say this, but I said, if I'm the Tommy Dreamer of LFF, if I never win a belt, if I win it, lose it the same day, if I never win a belt, I'd be happy with it. I enjoy, just sitting down and playing, and just in general.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it would be good. You should go after the hardcore title in Eddie Fury, and you can have like a ladder match. And the best thing is because both of you are so short, they can save money by just getting one of those like little children's ladder, and then just having like a normal sized person hold the belt up over your heads.
stretch my beard. Just
Yeah,
so you know.
that'd be great. All right. Well, so that's we're gonna end the show on that this week. Next week, if you can peer into the future, you would see who our guest is. We are going to have Chad Gropak, the magnificent Gropar, the man
Nice.
who piloted Gold Standard into an amazingly winning record in Faction Wars. How someone takes a little known competitor like Gold Standard and does extremely well as he did is just amazing. So we will have Chad on the show next week as our guest. And folks, we will catch you all next week. Thank you all for watching.
Hey, thank you guys. It's good to be back.
Bye.